And there we go. Even when I was only half paying attention, I managed to clear the Dance with Neela with not a single mistake.
Congratulations.
I'm basically rubbing this in for the people who scream, I hate these little rhythm mini games. Like, they're too hard. You can only miss them many times. Blah blah blah. And get good, scrub. Now to just save and quit. Despite having Sly 3 in my PS5 right next to Sly 2, it is taking a lot of restraint to not open it until I finish Sly 2. Because if I'm going through this trilogy, I'm doing it right.
So if I remember correctly, we left off at saving Dad and going back to Rivet City.
Yep.
Which
What
is
game are you guys playing?
Fallout 3.
I couldn't catch.
3.
Yeah, I couldn't catch it because my phone started ringing at the same time you were trying to speak to me.
Ah. Oh, I just had an idea. Make them one. You know how I said that we're gonna take a break from Castlevania Symphony of the Night once we reach the halfway point?
Yeah.
I know what we'll be playing in between.
What are we playing?
Astrobot.
Cool. Works for me.
It won Game of the Year, so let's fucking go. And that's... I voted for that one, too. All right. Hello. Welcome back to the stream. Vegas Bear here, as always, with Make1 and Silas.
Hello.
I'm not paying attention to the stream because I'm playing Okami due to announce the sequel, so I'm in the chat.
Yes, if you've been living under a rock for the last 24 hours, Okami has announced a sequel.
Considering I didn't know this until like just a few minutes ago, I just pictured like Patrick's Rock and SpongeBob opening up, and there's me on the underside.
So we're getting a goddamn sequel. And I know, like,
freaking go!
Okami Den was also a sequel, but like this is gonna be like a full on thing.
A new sequel.
Also, a number of other games were announced, including a new Onimusha game, which caught me off guard. Ninja Gaiden. Freaking Oh, yeah. Virtua Fighter with the engine from the Yakuza games.
Oh, that should be neat.
It's being developed by that studio. And also currently, Project Century, which is also another Ryuga Gotogo Studios game. No idea if it has anything to do with Yakuza, but so far it looks interesting. It seems to be set in 1915 Japan. But, yeah. A lot of stuff I was not expecting. The Witcher 4, I was not expecting. Oh, yeah, there's a new Pac-Man game. It's, like, really weird. It's called Shadowlands. Or Shadow Maze or something. But we're not here for that today. Oh, Astro Bot won Game of the Year. Yes!
Let's freaking go.
Maybe now Sony will make more. All right. So,
for now, though, we have a world to not set on fire.
yep. So last time on Fallout 3, we went to Tranquility Lane.
I got turned into a wristwatch.
We outsmarted Dr. Braun and left him alone inside the simulation of Tranquility Lane for eternity. Honestly, it felt like something out of a comic book, and I fucking loved it. It's like what they did to Amanda Waller after, it was a recent DC event. I forgot what it was called. But basically,
and with good news. I was right about Braun and the kit.
Amanda Waller has all the information. Like, she knows everything about the superhero community. Secret identities, names, locations, everything. But she cannot call upon the information. Every time she tries, her brain goes blank.
Talk to Braun himself. He confirmed it. Don't you see? This is what we've been waiting for.
And now she's in prison.
I don't know, James. So many years have passed. Is it really still worth trying?
How could it not be worth improving the lives of everyone in the wasteland? What could be a more
My favorite iteration of the characters still gotta go to the DC animated universe. While I can't say she redeems herself in any sense, she does very clearly attempt to make the right decisions for the world, even if that worldview doesn't necessarily line up.
Yeah.
And by the time we hit Batman Beyond, she's found faith and is, just trying to do her best.
Even if one of those computers had a database, we couldn't access it.
That's why we're going to head over there right now and get things up and running as best we can.
You know, if
Whether or not you like the contents of Epilogue remains to be seen, because it is quite a divisive episode.
It's time, Madison.
Damn you, James. When this is all over, you owe me a drink. I'll get the team together.
Thank you, Madison.
and I'm deliberately choosing not to go into detail about what happened in this episode because it seems
You
to
found
be
him?
something programmed into
I
the
can't
minds of
believe it.
all DC
You
Animated
have my thanks.
Universe fans.
We would be lost
The
without Jonas.
epilogue a secret until you manage to get through Justice League and Batman Beyond.
So you did. I apologize for entertaining the thought of doubting you. I have faith in your father. With the knowledge he's gained, we stand a better chance than we ever have. Farewell.
Yeah, we stopped Braun, we saved Dad, and we came here to
Hello, son.
Rivet City.
We need to get back to Project Purity. The computer there is our best chance to locate a Gek. Probably, but we have to try, don't we? It's too important for the people of the Wasteland to let fear stop us now. We need to get
Also,
moving
it's fair
right
to
away.
say that I enjoy this
You're
game a
coming with us?
ridiculous amount because when I had the stream up on my TV via the YouTube app on my PlayStation, I see the
That's my
freaking
point.
start screen,
It'll be good to
and my
work side
brain
by side with you, son.
subconsciously guides my hand to the controller to tell it to start the game. Until I realize this is the stream and I backed off. So, yeah,
Hello, son.
this is my favorite Fallout game.
Is everything all right? A bit clumsy.
I love New Vegas, and it is definitely up there. If it's not tied with 3, then it's a definite close second. But 3 was my first and my favorite.
Some people are in such a hurry.
Excuse me. This game is really good, though. This game is fantastic.
And hey, to its credit, this game crashed on me fewer times than New Vegas did.
Yeah.
Eldritch Abomination, that is, Grandma Sparkle aside.
Yes?
Here to shop? It's my pleasure. to
Anybody who's
offer
ever watched a Mitten
Deck
Squad video
a
knows
variety
immediately what I
of
did reference.
exciting flavors. Take your pick. A pleasure doing business with you. Until we meet.
Oh, I hope they keep an Okami sequel, the fishing game. That was fun. And remove that from Okami then. Fill up the fishing.
You know what I'd
squid.
like for... You know what I'd like for a video game at some point? To turn the Chow Garden minigame from Sonic Adventure 2, I believe it was, into its own spin-off game.
Yes.
Chow Garden back. Think, just bring it back. People love it.
Yes.
Like, even if you don't bring it back as like a little side thing you could do in a main Sonic game because, you know, maybe it doesn't match the pace or the tone you want the game to have, just turn it into its own dedicated spin-off. People will buy it.
I shared on my Facebook feed. That was just me going, "Come on, you were dancing. Do it again!" Because I tried to catch it on my camera and it just stopped. Dude, one time my Chow literally
Like-
breathed fire on the other Chow because it had dragon parts, and the other Chow was asleep and scratched his butt.
Like,
Where it was at, that just happened to do the fire breathing emotion next to the Chow that was asleep that kind of, scratch, 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 and then it breathed fire on it, and I'm like, oh my god.
like, I know there was at least one Sonic game where they let you make a custom character. bring that back for the Chow Garden spin-off and have that be an option for a player character. Have a selection of like official characters and then the option to be like your own custom character here.
Hey,
And just raise the Chow. Play through
See,
various
raise the
mini
Chow.
games to unlock new.
I'm not
Play
trying
through
to
various
cut you
mini
off,
games to
but we
collect
need to get to
cosmetic
Project
items
Purity.
or
Anything
unlock
else can
new,
wait.
development path. The huge. Like,
We'll wait for nighttime to get the sparrow from the Cutter's house.
Oh, great.
I was 2 seconds too late.
Oh. Listen, I know who you are, okay?
I don't have the
As far
moon
as I'm
power yet
concerned,
because I
you've
have
got no-
to get the water power to get the moon
Unlike
power.
some people around here, I stuck with Dr. Lee through it all. I was the
It
last
sucks
one
when
to
that
leave
happens.
when we finally
I was 2
gave up.
seconds too late.
Now your daddy shows up out of the blue and
Run
suddenly
all the way
I
from
have to drop
Kamaki
everything
Village
to come back
to
and help pick up the pieces.
the Cutter's house because I got the first canine. I'm doing the
God forbid I
Kusa
should
5.
be upset that twice now my work
And the
has
last
been
3.
screwed over by your father. And to make things worse, this
So I
time
just
he brings
sped
his
through it, and now
smart-nosed
it's
kid
going for
along for
nighttime.
the ride. Just
Also, Bear?
Good to see you.
Yes.
Don't know why, but the sight of more vertebrates in the air recently has left me feeling on edge.
You're right.
I can feel it. Something bad's about to happen.
Yes, what is it?
Charon, give me your armor.
Very well.
Like, it can't be a coincidence. That in-depth conversation we had about how it's whether or not we want to have faith in this enclave thing last time, leading to this feeling.
did you need something?
Here we are, where it all began. You remember your mother's favorite
You
passage?
still got 10 pennies too.
Revelation
That's funny.
21:6.
Yep.
I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. Don't you see? This is what it all means.
As he always
water,
bothered
the
cleaning up the
purifier.
mute corpses.
This is the water
Then
of
again,
life.
only
Your
just got in
mother's
here.
dream.
Yep.
No point in wasting time. Let's get to work. There's much to be done.
What do we need to do right
The
now?
project was abandoned shortly after you were born. Things have deteriorated here since then, and there's been some flooding. I need you to get to the flood control pumps and activate them so we can clear out the water and reach the mainframe.
Why me? Can't someone else do it?
In a word, no. Everyone else has specific tasks to complete as the power comes back online. Don't
So,
worry. I'll guide you
out
around
of
the way as
this
best I
little
can
character
using
thing
the
I've been
intercom
building,
system. You'll do fine.
there is something I genuinely,
The
truly
automated doors
enjoy
are
about
sealed
how
when the flooding
this
occurred,
particular segment of
So
the
you'll
game.
have to use the access tunnels to reach.
Like, between conversations you have with dear old dad over here, he will actually reference some of the stuff you did out in the wasteland.
Oh yeah, that's true.
More in particular, Fate of Megaton.
Can I get him to say anything now?
Hello, son. I've been hearing good things about you.
Not yet.
Is it true? Did you really disarm the
He
bomb and
only really starts talking about this stuff after you've completed one of your tasks.
I'm very proud of you, even though you put yourself in harm's way. Just please be careful out there. This is a dangerous world.
But
Far
it
more
is fun
dangerous
to
than
see,
anyone on
like-
that Volv knows.
I wish you had more time to do stuff like this.
Be careful, my son.
So you said that only after
You complete that first task he gives you.
yes. He just talked to me about Megaton.
Well, there's that. He usually usually doesn't talk to me about Megaton until I finish the first thing. So Super Mutant's trying to weld herself into the floor. That's ridiculous.
I'm so glad that I came down here earlier and just killed them all.
Yeah. Because if you hadn't, they would have sent you in to do that when they got here anyway.
Great work on the pumps. Hurry back, and I'll give you the fuses you need.
Taking care of them early means that you can move around unhindered.
I'll see you when you get back.
And the fact that they actually accounted for players doing this and left holotapes to hint at where the player's dad goes so you can find him at the vault.
So much good game design in this one little game. Well, not little, obviously.
Compared to some later games, it is. But that's not really fair to hold against this one.
I know there's a lot going on right now. This is all very sudden. I just wanted to say that I'm proud of you. You're a good person, and it shows.
Well, you taught me everything I know.
As much as I'd like to, I can't take all the credit. You're the one making the choices. I'm glad to see they've been good ones. You make me very proud. Look at me, getting all sentimental. There's time for that when the work is done.
With the idea I had of a Fallout / Ultraman crossover, I can only imagine, like, at this point in the story, like, James figures out, like, he learns about the Ultra that is residing in his son, and they actually have a bit of a heart-to-heart talking about the good deeds that the son has done. And how the Ultra didn't even really the Ultra never even convinced him to fight or to save people. That was all him. That was all the human.
Some things just come naturally.
What's on your mind? There's so much history here. So much time and energy spent on this place because it could help so many people. And now, after all these years, there's a chance to finish it, to see it through to the end, and help all the people of the Capital Wasteland. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. With what I've learned from Dr. Braun, I know it can work. That's why it's so important to find a GECK as soon as possible. It's the key to Project Purity. So am I. Right. The flooding shorted out some of the fuse boxes downstairs, including one that controls some of the automatic doors. Here, take these fuses. The box is back down in the sub-basement near the eastern end of the level. Once the fuses are replaced, you'll be able to get to the mainframe. Be careful, my son.
I have to admit, I love this tiny Grimlock. He is so adorable. I have not been able to keep my eyes off him.
Definitely finding the other 5 wasn't a headache and a half.
Oh yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, great. It's you.
In my
Hey
case,
there.
I'm hoping to
I heard we had
eventually
you to
find
thank for
the
getting
Studio
us up and
Series
running
86
again.
Super Lock. In the G2 colors, the comic book variation, or the original run.
Who, me? Oh, nothing special. I grew up in Rivet City and was always interested in what the scientists were doing there. Dr. Lee took me under her wing and taught me everything I know. Dan and I were out in the field when we got the call to come back. Good luck.
Because, like, I really do want to collect a complete team of Dinobots for once in my lifetime.
Same.
But that's gonna take years. It might actually be easier and more cost-effective to spring for the power of the Prime's Dinobots than the Studio Series 86 ones, but I like my Dinobots to be huge compared to the normal Autobot. Plus, I've already got Sludge, so I'm gonna come 1/6 of the way there.
I want to say I still have Slash somewhere, but I want to get the rest of these Dinobots because it has Scar. Unfortunately, I dragged my feet on whether or not I actually wanted to get them, and well...
Yeah, that happens. You snooze, you lose when it comes to Transformers sometimes. Why, I'm happy I got my Kingdom Rodimus Prime when I did.
There are a few minor repairs still to be made up here in the control room. Why don't you come back here and give me a hand? Actually, wait. There's one other thing I need you to do. Janice says there's a blockage in one of the intake pipes. It's on your way back. Head back up to the museum level and give me a call on the intercom when you get there.
I will never not be amused thinking back to when I told you about the conversion kit for Sludge. You can make paddles.
Hell yes!
Hello?
Fucking love
All right.
paddles.
Should be just outside the pipe that's been giving us trouble. Now don't
Like,
worry.
he was conceived as a joke character, but he's taken on a life of his own.
Use the manual controls to drain the pipe. That'll break up the debris enough for the filters to function properly.
Too bad he exists primarily to be a martyr.
Now I won't be able to contact you once you're in there. You'll exit near the systems, and then you can get in touch with me again.
What's funny is that, as far as the cartoons go, I refuse to count the Bayverse because I'm specifically talking cartoons, not movies. Flash is the first extra Dinobot to be featured in any of the television animation cartoon.
Oh? Uh-oh.
A version of her popped up in Rescue Bots Academy.
Oh!
She ends up teaching the recruits a little something about tracking in order for her to find an emergency that they can't immediately locate.
Okay, the timing of the rain
And-
could not have been more perfect.
Yeah, that's eerily appropriate.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries.
We're about to reach
So-
a very important part of the Lone Wanderer's journey.
Something I've been alluding to since, well, last Friday. So, after teaching the rescue recruits a little something about tracking as a useful skill for their rescue work, Slash would eventually become a rescue bot recruit herself at the series finale. And it seems we're going for the way most Dinobots tend to speak in the aligned continuity. No caveman speak, she's perfectly fluent in English.
Got it.
She's actually the third Dinobot to appear in Rescue Bots Academy.
Over here. Had enough?
Actually, fourth. I almost got one.
Could have sworn there were more of these guys.
Hey.
The first three Dinobots to appear were
This one.
Sludge and Snarl first, then Grimlock, then Flash. And Grimlock in this case created another continuity headache.
Take him out.
And here's that headache in a nutshell. It's implied he's the one from the Robots in Disguise 2015 Part 2, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
His design evoked the other Grimlock from this continuity, as we found out in a very bizarre form of confirmation. There are common names of Cybertron, so there's more than one Grimlock. So despite looking like the G1 Grimlock, and by extension more like the Fall of Cybertron one, this is apparently supposed to be the green one from Robots in Disguise 2015.
Okay.
I'm just sitting here scratching my head like, huh? Which makes it weirder that he references
This facility is
he references some past adventures with a team of other Dinobots.
One thing real quick.
Forward immediately and turn over all materials related to this project.
That's quite impossible. This is a private project. The Enclave
What is
has
he
no
doing
authority
there?
here.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
this asshole.
Am I to assume, sir, that you are in charge?
Yes, I'm responsible for this project.
Then I repeat, sir, that you are hereby instructed to immediately hand over all materials related to the purifier.
I'm sorry, but that's...
Furthermore, you are to assist Enclave scientists in assuming control of the administration and operation of this facility at once.
Colonel, is it Colonel? I'm sorry, but the facility is not operational. It never has been. I'm afraid you're wasting your time here.
Sir, this is the last time I am going to repeat myself. Stand down at once and turn over control of this facility.
Colonel, I assure you that this facility will not function. We have never been able to successfully replicate test results.
I suggest you comply immediately, sir, in order to prevent any more incidents. Are we clear?
Yes, Colonel.
Yeah, that's why I call it a-hole.
No need for more violence.
Then you will immediately hand over all materials related to this project and aid us in making it operational at once.
Very well. Give me a few moments to bring the system online.
keep a close eye on what Colonel Autumn does when the whole what's about to happen happens.
Yeah, I saw him.
Run.
What is he doing in there? James.
And this is why I say I wish we had more time with
They'll
him.
be coming for us next. We've
Yep.
got to evacuate now.
What the hell just happened?
For multiple reasons.
Your father caused an overload. He sacrificed himself to keep the Enclave from getting the Purifier, and to buy us some time to escape. There'll be more of them coming. We need to get out of here before they find us, or else your father died in vain.
I'm not leaving my father in
There's
there.
nothing anyone can do for him now. The radiation levels in there are lethal. He'd die the same way he did. We need to
Can you
get
still
out
hear
of
me?
here
Yep.
now.
I'm just making sure that someone left the call noise wasn't me.
I think it was Silas.
Everyone should know how to find it. We need to get there right now. Let's go.
By the way, so long, Liam Neeson. Your character was a little too short-lived for my liking in this game.
Hello.
What is going on up there?
What did you do?
I did nothing.
We don't wander off. We're going to need you. You heard me. We need you right now. You're the only one here with any amount of combat experience. We've got the Enclave behind us, and who knows what ahead of us. If we're going to make it through here, we need to stick together, but we need to move quickly. We'll follow behind you, all right? Let's...
Like I said before, I think we've already established that Dr. Lee tends to irrationally blame the Lone Wanderer for, well, everything involving her losing James.
Firing.
I revisit a dark theory that has perhaps she intentionally sabotaged the efforts to keep the Lone Wanderer's mother alive.
Right, I remember that.
It's an interpretation, and one that's valid enough, as we have not enough evidence for or against this.
What is it? Are you sure? I don't
We really just kind of have to take Madison at her character, and, well, considering she ends up working for the Institute after this,
Where? Keep firing.
What is it?
like,
We'll be right
she
behind you.
stops working with the Brotherhood because she doesn't want her technology and skills to be used for anything involving the oppression of humankind. And then she works for the Institute that is basically exclusively doing that. She abandons the Brotherhood because she believes them to be evil, and then works for a bigger evil, and openly acknowledges that they suck. And refuses to leave them until you make it worth her while.
There's a locked door up ahead. I can open it, but it'll take some time.
Mostly by kind of semi-threatening her life.
Need some help with this one.
Really, Madison Lee is not a good person.
She's not.
I'm hit.
If anything, she's incredibly selfish. And like, some degree of selfishness I can understand. Is like, everybody's got a little bit. Everybody's got a little bit. And then you get shit like this, where even if you leave her waiting long enough, she will actively disregard your attempts to clear the path and run through the active war zone anyway. I swear, I begin to question if she's even capable of processing what's going on around her. Also, Charon died.
Yep.
Well, if we can hold out for another couple of missions, we'll get an even better companion.
Oh my god, really? Oh.
Is that the guy who would have needed the impact to keep going?
Probably. Dogmeat, where are you, buddy?
I think he needs a stim pack.
Remember my headcanon.
That was...
Oh, I need a stim pack. I thought you were saying the dog needed a stim pack.
I think you both need one. Like, you were low on health anyway. But I swear I saw the option to give Dogmeat a stim pack in the dialogue tree you had.
Oh, it was there. It's there no matter like how low his health is.
I'm just kind of mentally programmed to go, if he needs health, he gets health. I don't care how much damage he actually took.
Well, again, remember my headcanon.
Which was...
Charon and Dogmeat die here.
Right. I wonder you didn't try to reset to keep Charon alive a bit longer.
What are you doing, Dogmeat?
I think he heard you about your headcanon. You know, this is just a suggestion, and you are more than welcome to toss it aside and continue to do your own thing. But once this particular segment is over, once you've met the Brotherhood, spoiler alert, and, you know, the hunt is on for the Gek, my suggestion is the Lone Wanderer, grieving for his lost, now permanently lost, father, decides to take a break from adventuring in the Capital Wasteland and explores somewhere else.
Okay.
That very close seems like an interesting idea. Yeah, I legit think that it would be, you know, ideal story-wise to head to Point Lookout right after the Enclave take over
We need to
Project
escape
Purity,
while we can.
just as the character building moment of processing her loss and your grief
What
by
is it?
taking a break.
We'll be.
Well, first things first, we gotta do trouble on the home front.
Yeah. That is on a timer. So. Which, being banished from the vault permanently by your best friend if you choose to go that route, would be yet another reason to want to take a break from it all.
Don't forget, I have a mod that like after like 30 in-game days, I'll get like a message saying that, hey, you can come back now.
I choose to think that in the case of this mod, the rest of the vault shouting at a mod of, why did you do that? But yeah. You say, I think I see where you're going. Did you predict this DLC I was gonna mention?
No, actually, I thought you were gonna say the pit.
No, that place is even fucking worse than the Capital Wasteland right now. No, I think you'll save the pit for later. Hell, I would, but I'm not the one with the controller. No. If anything, Point Lookout is significantly more relaxed than the pit, and not nearly as claustrophobic as Mothership Zeta. As hilarious as using the overpowered alien weapons would be. I would suggest going through Mothership Zeta before the final push of the Enclave, just to use the super advanced alien weapons.
Fair enough.
That's quite ways away for now. There's still so much of the game to explore, even outside of the main story. So I'm gonna put this out there. There's a perk you can get while leveling up that basically fills out every location on your map. You still have to actually go there to discover the place to unlock fast travel.
Yeah.
But it will unlock every location on your map. That could end up getting you all the caps you want from Riley's Rangers, like, right away, but I would recommend against it. I made this mistake. It's better to get the slower trickle of caps consistently than to get it all in one big burst and realize, what am I doing now? If Doggy actually survives this segment, then what are you gonna do?
Send him to the vault.
Still, that is one hell of a headcanon that your companions all die here. It makes sense. The Enclave is not to be trifled with, but like, damn.
Dogmeat! Lee!
At at least Lee is marked essential. Trust me. There was one playthrough where out of frustration I gave her some bump shot to the face and she got right back up.
Man, dog meat is tough.
Very. What's even funnier is that while he can die, there's a perk called Puppy that you can get at later levels.
I know.
For those in the audience who might not. So, the Puppy's perk basically allows you to replace dog meat once he dies with an identical copy, just named Dog. You do not get to name the puppy. Like, I think they're all just named Dog Meat's Puppy. Like you said, if he survives this, we'll just send him to the vault, and we'll just pretend he perished here. It's never... like...
Holy shit,
it's
dog
never
meat!
an easy thing to...
He...
Holy shit, indeed. He won.
Good boy!
Like, for that at least, he's earned getting a proper retirement instead of getting killed.
Yeah. Holy shit, dog meat. This was a Reaver. This is like the highest level of ghoul.
Yeah, those fuckers are not to be messed with. Not unless you got the guts and the guns. And now I've got a freaky miracle sound doom song stuck in my head. Big guts and bigger guns. Gonna have to look that up later now. This Miracle of Sound, they've done some really good fan songs.
Oh, they have. They absolutely have.
Their Destiny songs, for the most part, are really good. I don't know if there's any more than, like, the 2 or 3 I've heard.
You'll never be better than Commander Shepard.
Welcome. Name's Paladin Bay. What do you need, civilian?
The Mass Effect songs are a bop. Hell, there's... like, while I was waiting to get my hands on a copy of Resident Evil 7, I hyped myself up by listening to Welcome to the Family on loop.
I'm sorry, man. No unauthorized civilians allowed inside the city. You'll have to leave now.
Lions! I know you're in there! I know you can hear me! You open this goddamn door right now!
Dogmeat has very clearly gotten some health back.
Yes, yes, he has.
I'm sure he didn't try eating one or two of those ghouls.
He might have.
What do you need?
Because, like, this is one damn tough pup.
That's an affirmative. You're clear to enter, but I still don't like it. Or you. Steve.
You honor us with your presence here.
Do I? You don't even know me.
Madison, I'm surprised to see you here. What can I do for you?
Don't talk down to me, Lions. I had.
Yeah, you could go inside, but I try not to like it.
must
Or
help
you.
us. Project Purity has been
Yeah, fuck
overrun.
you too, buddy.
Yes, I'd heard reports of an incident there. What details
You
can
honor
give
us with your presence here.
The Enclave. They've attacked Project Purity. James is dead. There may be more. I don't know. You have to do something.
Then it's as we feared. Madison, I'm sorry this happened.
Ladies, gentlemen, and miscellaneous elder gods in the
Do
audience.
something now. They've taken over the
The
Purifier.
last
Lions,
really
they can
good
never be
leader
permitted to have
of the
control
Brotherhood
over
of
it.
Steel
It's
for the
not
time
right.
being in the
No,
timeline.
You know as well as I do that the Purifier doesn't work. It's useless to them. Perhaps it's time to walk away.
The last
That's not
person who
true.
actually managed to stick closer
He
to
found
the
what's
original
missing.
Maxton's
We
idea
know
of what
how
the
to get it
Brotherhood
running.
should be.
Is that so? Does the Enclave know this?
No, I don't think. I don't know. I just don't know what's happening anymore.
Oh, that is definitely gonna get me some flack. The idea that Lions here was closer to Maxton's original vision than any of the other Brotherhood leaders.
Yes. He knows what we need. Vault-Tec computer, something to locate equipment. Please help him.
Very well, we'll sort this all out.
Because really, when you look at the lore, it lines up. Lions here is on Maxton's page more so than even Maxton's own family and
Don't
descendants.
forget that he's Brotherhood. I've never trusted them. Be careful what you tell them. I need to speak with you, Father.
Yes, my daughter. What is it?
Father, I know
Hell,
you do not
said
wish to
descendant in
discuss
Fallout
the fate of
4 is here in this compound as we speak.
You may be a sentinel, but you're also my daughter. I won't throw your life away fighting an enemy we know too little about. I'm sorry.
I'm convinced that at some point, he learned that rampant paranoia he has in Fallout 4 somewhere in here.
I think it was when Sarah died.
You have my condolences. Your father was a good
After all, he
man.
did kind of lose his big sister figure.
More than anyone else, I dare say.
Imagine what would have happened if their alliance had survived into Fallout 4.
Has ever faced.
Hopefully, we would have had a different Brotherhood.
Encountered the Enclave before, you see. Over 30 years ago, back in California. Then they were
Hopefully.
led by a President Richardson. Now
I
we've
can't
got
really
this
say whether or not they'd be any
to
easier on the
contend with.
stints,
It
but
matters not now.
I'm certain they'd be less paranoid and less, don't call us raiders, but we're gonna do exactly what raiders do.
Your father, I fear, was just the beginning. The Brotherhood is an old organization going back to the years just after the war. We are but a part of it. What would you like to know?
If you're just a part of the Brotherhood, where's the rest of
The
it?
Brotherhood began on the West Coast. It exists there still. We were dispatched to this location many years ago. In truth, the Brotherhood of Steel has
seriously.
been struggling for years, both here and
Maxton,
back home.
really?
On our
Your idea of
truth,
protecting humanity from itself is keeping it in a perpetual
these
stone
virtues
age?
seem to have little meaning in these troubled times, I'm afraid. Ah, no.
And
That's
be
the
paranoid
real
of every
question,
little
isn't it?
troglodyte who manages to discover fire.
Our orders were and are to acquire any and all advanced technology, and we have, to the best of our abilities. But when I realized the extent of the super mutant threat,
I felt it was my responsibility to aid the people in their struggle against them. Unfortunately, my superiors back west disagree with my assessment of the situation. They feel I've grown too attached to the local populace. And they're right. In any event, the Enclave's arrival changes...
Now, I may have brought this up before somewhere, but
it's been over 20 years.
there was actually a cut branch of the quest line involving Paladin Dan.
Eradicate the super mutants for nearly as long. With the arrival of the Enclave,
one where you would actively challenge Maxon for leadership of the Brotherhood in a one-on-one style duel.
That would have been a game changer.
It would have.
So be it.
Because if this questline had been kept, then the Brotherhood of Steel would have given you the option to ascend the ranks, take over, and change how they operate on a fundamental level.
What?
And because you earned the right to leadership by besting the current leader in combat, they cannot overthrow you, sort of giving you the same challenge you gave Maxton.
All that time, all we've managed to do is to contain the threat, hold them back, so they don't overrun every blasted settlement out here. But we don't really know anything. Where they're from, why they've infested the DC ruins. And now here we are, holed up in our citadel. Low on resources, low on troops. It's enough to make an old man so very tired.
Like, I'll give them this. To a degree, they are right to be pissed off at the advancement without conscience that was the pre-war world.
Welcome to the Citadel. Not many civilians get to see the place.
But what they're doing is basically the same thing. Advancing themselves and hoarding technology without conscience for how it affects the rest of the world.
Radio transmissions were just old recordings. Never figured the Enclave would actually show up in the flesh. But don't worry. Whatever they try, we'll be ready for it. I'll lead the Pride to knock them out tomorrow.
Science means little if it doesn't have morality as its leash.
You've seen them, so you know what we know. What?
There's a bunch of scientists in and out of universe, usually in other forms of media, that would tell you that's a load of bunks. That the only way for science to truly advance is to be unshackled from morality. But there's a nice little phrase here that I could throw in their faces. Necessity is the mother of invention, and creativity is bred by limitation. Simply put, a lot of times people create more interesting ideas and follow-throughs when, you know, put under some form of restriction. Restriction within reason, mind you. There's still gotta be some freedom of movement.
Right. Also, there's the boy!
Death is a preferable alternative to communism.
You honor us with your presence here.
His programming to destroy communists is so strong that any attempt to reroute power from weapons to get the basic systems functioning is overridden.
Quartermaster Durga here, stranger. I have to say, I'm not sure what... We run a tight ship, and unless Elder Line...
The poor guy is so eager to throw bombs at the enemies of freedom that he can't comprehend that turning the weapons off to allow himself to move would be, you know, more likely to get him to that goal.
I welcome you to the Citadel. I am Star Paladin Cross, Keeper of the Arm, and Seneschal to Elder Line. And I am honored to say I was acquainted with your father.
Well, we've got the boy here, and while we were talking about our own Fallout headcanons and stories and whatnot.
Long ago, I helped guard the water purifier against the super mutant horde. When your father left, I escorted the two of you to Megaton. He was a noble man, I was saddened to hear of his passing.
One little story
But
that
from what I've heard,
is kind
he
of
died with
in
honor.
suspended animation at the
He
moment,
died
where I
for
crossed
I
over
only pray
Fallout
that
with
my own death
Digimon.
has such meaning.
Liberty Prime took on a very different shape, with a very different origin.
And so our deeds are carried on through our sons. Continue to remember him fondly.
Being constructed
Continue
from
to tell
various
his
machine
story,
Digimon,
and continue
it
to-
is a heavily modified
I must ask
and restricted
I
machine
escorted your
Dramon.
father across the waste. It was the best I could contribute to his efforts. I would like the honor of escorting you in your
I
journey
say
to complete
restricted
his
because
work.
there's a bunch of systems in place to maintain control.
Certainly, I shall. Stay strong, my friend.
Otherwise, it would just destroy mindlessly.
Right.
Hail.
So, the thing with Liberty Mon is because of the components built into him and the programs they used to create him, he's none too fond of communists or the Enclave for attempting to capture and weaponize him, or the Brotherhood of Steel for actually capturing and trying to weaponize him.
The Brotherhood is at your service.
He would gladly level everything for the sake of freedom to die. If it weren't for one last failsafe.
Hail. The elders sent word of your arrival. Now, I'm really very...
Protect the future.
Ha! With my eyes closed, and I...
This entails making sure future generations live through whatever you throw at the enemy's freedom, so that there can still be freedom to enjoy. Liberty Mon cannot harm children.
Interesting. That is very interesting.
This also extends to, you know, pregnant individuals, but yeah, Liberty Mon cannot harm children. And what's funny is this failsafe wasn't even necessarily programmed in by the government, but by one of its component parts. The Agumon, they crammed all this machine data into to make this thing.
Oh.
What aid can I offer you outside? What's been going on? Well, let's see. For years, we've been draining our resources defending the ungrateful residents of this no-man's land. Most of my best friends have either been ripped apart by super mutants or left to join the outcast, and now an enemy we faced more than 30 years ago has resurfaced, and their tech is still better than ours. What's been going on with you?
I lost my dad.
Of course.
I would just like to imagine after that Artemis and Callan just quietly just go their own ways.
Very well. Thank you for the update. So, what's on your mind? Heard Elder Lyons talking to Rothschild. Sounds like even he's worried about the Enclave. Think I'm just being
Elder
paranoid.
Hail.
You're kidding me,
What aid can I offer?
Right? 10 soldiers in devil suits, and you lose your nerve? Those Enclave troops are a joke.
Yes? This is not normally something that we do, trade with outside. However, considering the circumstances...
Now, where the fuck is Rothschild?
Flash forward to Fallout 4. Where LibertyMon is convinced by a soul survivor who, in turn, shares their story about losing their kid to the evils of the world. Somehow actually manages to befriend LibertyMon.
That's nice.
Who was then turned on the Brotherhood and the Institute of Light.
We found him!
Hello. Hail to you, stranger. I am Squire Maxon, loyal servant of steel.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
an honor to make
This
your
little
acquaintance.
snikey
Rock
cannot
Squire.
bring myself to say, yeah, this little shit. There we go.
The honor is all mine, Squire.
Oh, well, thank you. Your words are very kind. Kinder than those I usually hear. Is there something I can help you with?
Are you a little young for all this?
Oh, well, you see, I am descended
I
from
only
the
just
great
now realized
Roger
he's wearing a
Maxon,
tie.
founder of our order. I am the last of his line. They say my soul was forged from eternal steel, but I don't believe that. I'm really just a normal boy. I was sent to the Citadel many years ago to be fostered by Elder Lions, but that was before the Western Elders lost faith in the Elder. I really don't know if I'll ever get home, but, well, I kind of like it here. Sentinel Lions has been very kind to me. She's taught me so much.
Yeah, really just a normal boy who would grow into a bitter, paranoid, vengeful, angry old
Are you
man.
asking me what I think about the Enclave? Well,
the ripe old
Brotherhood
age
of
of
Steel has actually faced
20.
the Enclave before, back west, more than 30 years ago, according to our chronicles. Judging from those records, I say their soldiers are outfitted in advanced power armor Mark II. It's pretty strong, better than our power armor, and some of their technology is amazing. Vertibirds, plasma weapons that can turn a man to goo. Does
They don't actually make you fight, do they?
No. But I could. I know I'm ready. I mean, it would be scary, but it's not fair that I have to sit inside while the knights go on patrol. I did go out one time, you know. Sarah, Sentinel Lions took me out, just to show me. I killed a super mutant too, I swear. I also sort of shot Sarah, but just a little. It was just a flesh wound.
Oh yeah, another thing about this little shit. In the Digimon crossover universe I set up, he had a little Guardiamon that followed him around as effectively caretaker and bodyguard. Also closest confidant. He was, in all the ways that mattered, a true Digimon partner.
And then when he got older,
And when Maxon got older, he ordered this very Digimon partner to be dismantled, and his metal used to forge a suit of power armor. The program at his core used to create the AI, or I guess virtual intelligence rather, that helps the armor function and run. So that the very Digimon that protected him in his childhood would continue to protect him well into his, well, final days. Paxton believed that he'd live a very long time, especially going into battle with this specific suit of armor.
Hmm? Oh, yes, hello, I've heard about you. We don't get many
Little
strangers.
did he
here.
know, this suit of
I am
armor would
Scribe
be what
Doge.
disgust the lone water. Would be what disgust the sole survivor into destroying the Pridwin and almost everything on it.
I mean, bitch had it coming.
The blimp was evacuated. The Squire is all saved. But the blimp forged from the remains of Rivet City destroyed.
Where the hell is Rothschild? There you are, you bastard!
May I start by saying that I am sorry for your loss. I was acquainted with your father many years ago. The world has lost one of its few remaining visionaries.
Yeah.
How'd you know my father?
I have been a part of the Brotherhood for many years. Enough that I was here when Project Purity first began. I did not work directly with your father. He and his team valued their independence, and I respected that.
Thanks for your sympathy.
Think nothing of it. Now, Dr. Lee has explained your predicament. You need to locate some Vault-Tec equipment?
My father was looking for something called a GEC.
A GEC? Goodness, no. Certainly not. I must say that there are some who doubt such a device really exists, let alone works. If, however, you share your father's determination, I may be able to assist you in locating one. Possibly. I'm afraid I won't be able to assist you directly. The news Dr. Lee has brought will require me to be elsewhere. I can, however, give you access to an old pre-war computer from Vault-Tec. It may have the information you need.
There are some who doubt such a device even exists, let alone works. Hell, that's a Vault City.
Tell that to Arafu. I think I said that name right.
Yeah, Arafu. Which,
You are well.
that was the city on
If you
bridge.
require further assistance, I may be able to help.
God damn it.
Hey, I think you meant Oasis.
I meant the town from Fallout 2.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. How I just can't recall the name. Because I remember Vault City. Arroyo, maybe? No, that's not quite right. We'll find it later. But there are places in this universe that have been built with Gex by the terraforming the area around them with the Gex. At least 2 examples. Just picture it, though. Someone manages to get their hands on unused Gek and chooses to study and reverse engineer it.
That would be cool.
A pleasure doing.
And that's how the American Midwest manages to start recovering. Hell, maybe that's what's going on in Texas. We've never seen that place in Fallout yet.
That's true. Having a Fallout game in Texas would be interesting. Alright. Maxon family dossiers. Roger Maxon. Born N.A. Died 2135. Second in command of the security team stationed at the West Tech Research Facility. They are relocated to Mariposa Military Base. Assumed command after nervous breakdown of security team leader Colonel Robert Spindle. Executed scientists after learning of their research into the Forced Evolutionary Virus, or FEV. Deserted from military just before the war, Maxon ordered the families of all base personnel brought inside the facility, thereby sparing their lives. Led survivors in their exodus to the Lost Hills bunker. Maxon's wife was killed on the journey. At Lost Hills, Roger Maxon formed the Brotherhood of Steel. As the organization's first High Elder, he formed the orders of Paladin, Knights, and Scribes. Maxon II. Born N.A. Teenager of unspecified age in 2077. Died 2155. Took over command of the Brotherhood of Steel's High Elder in 2135 when his father, Roger Maxon, died of cancer. In 2155, while hunting down a group of raiders known as the Vipers, Maxon, who was unhelmeted at the time, was grazed in the head by an arrow. Deadly viper poison killed him within hours. John Maxon, born...
And this is why you always wear your helmet.
Born 2097, died N.A. Son of Maxon II and grandson of Roger Maxon. A gifted soldier, John Maxon was promoted to the rank of Paladin at age 38 in the year 2135. Soon after, he was promoted once more to head Paladin. In 2155, Maxon was promoted to the illustrious position of High Elder when his father, Maxon II, was killed in glorious battle with the raiders known as Vipers. Records indicate John Maxon had some dealings with a mysterious figure identified only as the Vault Dweller in the year 2162 at the age of 65. New entry.
We've hit Fallout 1 territory.
New entry. Scribe Arthur Maxon. Born 2267. Only son of Jonathan and Jessica, both deceased. Last of the Maxon bloodline. As an infant, sent to the Citadel to be fostered by Elder Owen Lyons. The reason for this decision was twofold. One, recent internal conflict amongst the Western Brotherhood of Steel created an unsafe environment for the child. It was believed that the Citadel, despite being located in hostile territory, would increase his probability of survival. Elder Lyons at the time was in high favor with the Western Elders, and deemed a perfect candidate to provide care and training to the Squire. Recent events have led to a lack of communication with the Western Elders. As a result, Squire Maxon will remain at the Citadel indefinitely. What's the state of Maxon?
Maxon himself eventually takes over the Brotherhood. He will attempt to return
The Brotherhood
West
is
Coast,
at your service.
only to eventually stop in the Austin Commonwealth.
DC area vault listings. Vault 76. Wait. Wait.
That's not in DC.
That's in...
That's in West Virginia, Appalachia.
Hold on.
It wouldn't be the first time that Fallout tried to retcon something.
weird. Equipment issuance. Vault number 76, starting construction date February 2065, ending in October 2069. Total number of occupants 500, total duration 240 months. Computer control system, brain power 4, primary power supply, light life geothermal, secondary power supply, General Atomics nuclear plant. Non-standard equipment, none. Personnel assignments. Vault 76 is one of our 17 control vaults. It will operate exactly according to the plan, dictated in the marketing material provided by Vault-Tec and precisely to resident expectations. This vault will open automatically after a period of 20 years, and the residents will be pushed back into the open world for study in comparison to the other experiments.
Oh, that's not entirely inaccurate. They're off by 5 years.
Vault 87. Total number of occupants redacted. Total duration redacted. Non-standard equipment. Stasis chamber 4. Plasma containment field 3. GEC 1. Food processing station 6. Unexpected end-of-file data corruption detected. Vault 92.
I think we're getting warmer. We're definitely getting warmer. We're getting closer to the vault to GEC. Stuff in the background, not downstairs.
Too much and overflowing, and can't find them. And I went, oh, poor Joey, what the hell?
The Brotherhood is at your service. What's your technical assessment of this new situation?
Testing. Everything alright there?
Yep. I just hear a lot of noise on your end.
Just said I was downstairs.
Oh, I didn't hear that part, sorry.
And I trusted it.
The term you used was invariably destructive.
We've been over this. A slight modification to one system and all the subroutines go haywire.
Yeah, again, apologies for all the noise. I was just putting some stuff away and getting for IT to drink.
Old man's patience is wearing thin. I want a full status report.
I should have excused myself and put the headphones down.
Oh, very well. Now.
Sorry about that, folks.
Giant robot to fix, Did you have any success with that old terminal?
Vault 87 has a GEC, but I don't know where it is.
Ah, well, that much I believe I can help with. Step over here for a moment. I'll show you where it is.
Didn't we download the data of all the vaults within the area when we went to Vault-Tec HQ?
Yes, but clearly this dialogue is not written in anticipation of the player doing.
This map shows the locations of all known vaults in
Because
the local area.
realistically,
Vault
we already know where this
87
vault
highlighted
is.
For you. There. Entrance to Vault 87 will be
What we don't know is how to get in there.
I'm afraid.
As the scribe will soon, well, tell us.
Levels are all around the entrance. Gaining direct access will be quite impossible. Quite simply, you don't. To attempt such a thing would be certain death for you. You share your father's determination, it seems. And in this case, you are correct. There may well be another way. Vault 87 is located very close to the site of Lamplight Caverns. It is entirely probable that the vault may
If
be
my
entered
serves,
in the caves.
even activating God mode to just continue wandering around to where the entrance of the... There's so much radiation that if you manage to get there with, you know, a crap ton of Radaway, you'd still die in less than a second if you actually reach the door.
No, I'm afraid not. After initial attempts to cross the radiation failed, it was decided to focus our efforts elsewhere.
I'm half convinced there is no door to
however,
reach.
are free to do as you choose. More exploration may be useful, and I'll certainly be interested in anything you might find.
Another bit of fun trivia is that it's possible to accidentally set the gek off.
But the Brotherhood potentially faces a
not
very
evolved.
pressing, very real threat in the Enclave. All
It
of my
insta-kills
efforts
you.
must now be devoted to assessing the threat they may pose to us. I'm sure you understand.
You honor us with your presence here. Welcome.
Initiate, you've got a lot of nerve to interrupt. Oh, my apologies, stranger. I thought you were one of the... I swear, these kids would be lost without me here to powder their asses. Damn initiates.
Alright. First things first, we're gonna head to Megaton.
Hey, friend.
Because
This is an
There you are, Kitty. I was wondering what you were doing.
message from Vault Tech. Vault 101. Message begins.
It feels like you left home a long time ago, but I know you're still out there. I just hope you're still alive to hear this. Things got worse after you left. My father's gone mad with power. If you can hear this, please stop looking for your dad and help stop mine. I changed the door password to my name. If you're hearing this, and if you still care enough to help me, you
Mighty
should
fine
remember
thing
it.
you did for this.
Message repeats. This
well,
hostile target detected. Do not be alarmed. Order be restored soon. Please stand by.
before we do anything else, we've got trouble on the home front to deal with.
Yep. Nice shot there, by the way. I didn't know you could get a headshot with it.
Okay, other way. If Stanley's still alive, I'm gonna ask him about my Pip-Boy, because the Geiger counter has been broken since day one.
I wouldn't count on him still being alive. You know who's in charge of that vault.
Yeah, that's fair. Hopefully it won't come to anything drastic.
I'll keep an eye out for speech check options, but still keep it loaded.
Never thought I'd come back here.
I knew it was only a matter of time, and I've been anxious about it ever since.
Who the hell? Jim Wilkins? Rad roaches.
Man, this place has gone to shit since we left.
Steve Armstrong. He had a stealth boy on him. What the hell happened since we were gone?
Who? How'd they get a stealth boy in here?
Stop right there. I don't know how you got in here, but...
Like, I thought we were supposed to have not had any of those left.
Wait a minute.
Doc, our inventory said no stealth
I
boys.
recognized you with all the dust
How'd
and
I get
grime
here?
from out there. Guess that explains how you got that door open. You've got more experience with it than most everyone down here combined.
Where the hell is Amada? So help me, if you've hurt her.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Calm down there. Amada's not in any danger. I mean, we're all in a sort of a rough patch, but we've weathered worse. But sorry to say, if you're back, there's going to be trouble with some folks. And if Amada's wrapped up in it, there'll be trouble for her too.
I mean, I just had a hunch she was in trouble.
Maybe. She isn't the only one, that's for sure. Ever since last night, it's been madness down here. Nothing but trouble.
What sort of trouble do you mean?
Let me bring you up to speed. It seems like it's been a mighty long time. The night you and your dad left, everything went crazy. Between the bugs and the confusion, we lost a lot of people. When your dad opened up that gate, he let loose a whole lot of crap, if you'll pardon my language.
I've heard worse. Dad would have been horrified to know all that if he were still alive.
I'm sorry to hear that. Regardless of how things turned out down here, he was a good friend. I always figured he'd do well outside. Matter of fact, a lot of folks started thinking he had the right idea. He usually did. So, if it was safe out
Well,
there...
at least not everybody
I
here is
still
a
don't hear from
goddamn asshole.
Well,
Gomez
the
was
overseer
never that
didn't like
bad.
that one
I
bit
mean...
and started cracking down on that sort of thought.
He did let us go the night we
Guess he
left.
didn't plan on you coming back.
So what now?
I probably ought to put you under arrest and take you into the Overseer, but frankly, I know better than to try that. Meanwhile, some of your old friends think opening the vault is a good idea. I bet those rebels would like a word with you, now more than ever. Of course, if you want, you can just walk away as if you were never here. Out of respect for your dad, I won't even tell anyone I saw you.
Wait, why don't the rebels just leave?
It's not that they want to leave. It's that they want to open the door and interact with the rest of the world.
You saw the
But
bodies,
that would
didn't you?
risk the whole vault.
Yeah. I'll go see what I can do about all
Well,
this.
okay. Just be careful down here. The vault's changed, I tell you.
I love how Gomez was like, I don't want to, I don't want to have to put you in cuffs, and I'm sitting here going, you know what? That's probably a good idea. It'd end very badly for you.
He even said he knew it would end badly if he tried. For now, I think it's best to keep the weapons holstered. I don't think anybody's gonna actively start shooting you. And even then, you've got power armor. What are their weapons gonna do?
Still need to take care of the rad roaches, though.
Yeah, but we could easily do that with our fists. If not a melee weapon. No, wait, that's for mole rats, not rat roaches.
Wait here.
Repellent
This
stick
doesn't
wouldn't
look
do
good.
much. Except squish. Which at that point, why not just use your hands? Or your feet?
Stay back!
Taylor, stop shooting, damn it!
Don't you know enough to stay away?
You almost shot Freddy.
I didn't mean to fire. I really didn't. I just wanted to scare him off. But he had a knife. I can't be too careful with those rebels.
Tell me about the rebels.
I tell you, I'm scared of them. I never know when they're gonna try something dangerous.
What happened down here?
I lost my poor wife Agnes is what happened. And all the chaos and fighting, her old ticker just couldn't take it anymore.
Was that the old woman we found in the diner, or was that the old woman that gave us a Cinnabon?
He said in the chaos of the escape, so it was the one in the diner.
Yes, you do. Don't you know enough to stay?
I guess you can see how bad things
Because
are.
the one who gave us
Sorry.
the sweet roll was
Really,
old Lady
John?
Palmer.
Right.
As chance would have it, she was one of the first people to talk about life outside the vault after you left. No surprise. She always did like you. I hope you can talk some sense into her. Or maybe the two of you can come up with some other plan. Just be careful about it.
Oh. I didn't think that would take me to a new area. I'm back. You son of a bitch. Man, things
This place.
really went to shit.
I remember when we first met there, you had just turned 10 and got your Pip-Boy.
I'd take you closer, but they don't get along with security.
And then if I remember correctly, we went all the way down here.
Where you got that BB gun.
You never should have left, kid. Now we'll make sure nobody ever leaves again.
Uh.
Look what we have here. Well, what's the matter, huh? Can't stand the sight of your own blood?
Seriously? I just got here. Oh, I took his finger, so he's a bad guy. Okay.
I mean, he did refuse to even give you a chance to talk.
That's true.
So, I would recommend dismissing Dog Meat now so he doesn't accidentally kill someone he's not supposed to. He's a good boy, and I don't like making him sad, but...
You don't belong here. I don't know that I should be talking with you.
Stanley.
Can't have any mistakes.
Stanley, come on. It's me.
With all of the bugs and fires, there was an awful lot of strain on the systems down on the reactor level. Our water chip's pretty delicate right now, but I'm working on setting her right again. It's just a phase they're going through. Every kid thinks they want to leave the vault at some point, but we all grew out of it. Yes, you do.
Man. Thought Stanley would have at least been happy to see me. Guess not.
Things must really be awful if Stanley's like this, man.
I mean, Stanley was already overworked.
I think he just kind of succumbs to it. The man needs a hug badly. More than that, he needs a break. Give him some ice cold Nuka-Cola, a chair to recline in, maybe a good book, and just let him be for a few hours.
Damn, look who's come waltzing back into the vault. It takes some real balls coming back here after everything
Oh,
you and
bitch,
your dad
I mean
screwed
bitch,
up.
I mean bitch, I mean
But
boy.
if you've got to be back, might as well make yourself useful. You gotta help us.
What kind of help?
What sort of help do you think I mean? You must have heard about the changes since you left, right? The deaths, the lies, the whole Overseer lockdown thing? Ringing any bells? Man, they'd have rushed in here long ago if they didn't know I stole one of their guns from when they issued martial law. Anyway, you gotta help us get out of here. You gotta help me get out of here.
Why do you need to get out of here so badly?
Because anything up there has got to be better than a lifetime of the same thing down here. Think about it, man. Down here, I'll always be stuck with the same job, with the same food, with the same people forever. You and your dad had the right idea. Get out of this pit and make your own life.
Butch, what do you do in the vault?
The damn goat said I'm supposed to be a hairdresser, but that ain't me.
Trevor?
I'm a barber.
He's a hairdresser.
There's a difference.
Can you give me a haircut?
I'm gonna barber the hell out of your hair.
I think a rough beard works best.
Okay. Holy shit, I do.
After all,
with the smooth wave, I do kind of look like James.
yeah. Plus, there's another reason I specifically asked for this beard instead of, like, the bigger one. You've only been outside of the vault for a couple of weeks in universe. Like, it hasn't even been a month.
Okay. I'm still going with Blast back because... Well, hold on. Because head hair grows faster than facial hair. At least in my experience.
Yeah, fair enough.
I could just go with the smooth wave for now.
I mean, you are talking to a barber, so you could get a haircut to dad.
I'll start a gang, of course. Why, it'll be the toughest, coolest, badassest gang the Wasteland's ever seen.
Well, I'm gonna have bad news for you.
Play your cards right, maybe I'll even let you join it, huh?
I said could, not had to.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it'll be a new gang. We ain't gonna just be in tunnels, you know. Besides, there's gonna be a lot more people who want to join. Competition's gonna be tough.
Like, ultimately, what I was saying was just suggestions that
I
was up
heard
to you.
old Stanley complaining a lot of the stuff down in the reactor got fried pretty bad. Nothing too bad, yet. But he's always worrying we'll lose air filtration or whatever. Of course, if that happened, guess we'd all have to leave the vault then, huh?
Butch, that is the dumbest idea you have ever had.
Oh no, it's gonna get dumber. Just wait till you hear about his plan to leave.
Because you've always been a goody two-shoes. So when I need help, it's what you're gonna do, right? You're gonna help Amada anyway, right? Just make it so we can leave the vault, and I'll leave and never bother you again. Catch you
Oh
later.
no, that's precisely what you were saying was so dumb. Never mind.
I never thought you'd be back.
Yeah, no, sabotaging the power supply, not good.
Wow, you're back.
What happened down
Mom
here?
and little Monica got caught in the fires. I tried to get them out. I really did. But it was just too hot. I know it wasn't your fault, but my dad doesn't think as highly of you. You wouldn't want to hear what he said he'd do to your dad either.
Well, my dad's dead, so...
I wouldn't call us rebels. I mean, we don't agree with the Overseer, but we still
At least
love
she's
the vault.
talking sense in that she doesn't
We
blame you
just
for what
want to
happened.
try going outside
True.
I take
too.
that as a small victory.
Bye.
Damn, though. The old classroom. Still playing the goat thing.
Think Mr. Barach made it out right?
He must have.
Oh, it's good to see you're back from outside. It can be dangerous out there for someone your age.
Old Lady Palmer, thank God you're still alive.
My poor grandson Jonas died is what happened.
And I picture that
They say it was just an
that
accident
outburst
and
there
all the
being accompanied
confusion,
with a
but
sudden
I
hug.
know it was the Overseer. Oh dear, we aren't asking for anything special. The vault's been open before, but for some reason everyone tries to pretend it wasn't. I guess they try to forget the poor souls
Maybe it's
who
just
never
me
came
and the
back
way I
from
play
out
my
there.
Lone Wanderers, but like, they always kind of treat Old Lady Palmer here as like a surrogate grandmother.
Oh, absolutely.
You're alive! A lot of security got wounded, and worse. In all the confusion, we still don't know who's responsible for some of them.
I may have been responsible for at least one.
I hate that this whole thing has turned us against our families. But we just can't keep living down here forever. I mean, look at this place. Bye. Oh my God, you're back!
Holy
My
shit,
messenger
Amada!
actually came back.
I came as soon as I heard you were in trouble.
Oh, thank you. Everything's gone crazy since you left, and now that you're back, you can help set things straight.
You saved my life back then, Amada. Least I can do is help out now.
I just wish we could have saved more people. Jonas and the Hannons and so many others died that night. It was bad enough they died because my father was trying to keep the door closed. But then I found out it was all to protect a lie. I found out the vault wasn't always closed. They've lied to us about it for our entire lives.
What? How'd you find that out?
After that night, I heard Wally's father say we should never have taken you or your dad into the vault. I found out the vault used to be open, but for some reason, they closed it off when we were babies and swore to hide that it had ever happened. But keeping that lie meant Jonas's death. And even though we know the truth, the Overseer still won't let us make our own decisions.
So why don't you just leave? It's not difficult, especially now.
It's not that simple. Just because Butch wants to leave this place behind doesn't mean the rest of us want to go away forever. It's our home, and we want to stay here. It's just that since you left, we started thinking maybe the outside wasn't something to be afraid of. But we can't even suggest going outside to communicate or trade at all. Not with the Overseer keeping us trapped down here. You need to stop him. The real problems came after you two left. The injured had nobody to turn to since our doctor had run off and his assistant had died.
I wish I could
Now,
tell you
we've
that there
got
was
to rely
nothing
on
to
that
be
old Mr.
scared about
Handy
their
for most
armada,
of our
but I'd
medical
be
needs,
lying.
and he hasn't exactly got the best bedside
But just
manner.
because there are
Ever
threats
had an
to be
examination
wary of
from
out there
someone with
doesn't
cold
mean it's
metal
not worth
pincers?
trying,
You don't
so
want to.
I see where you're coming from.
I just don't know. Maybe he thinks he's protecting us, but all he's really doing is condemning us. I thought parents were supposed to want a better world for their children. Well, there's a new world waiting right outside that door. And we're not going to give up until
Ultimately,
we can reach
opening
it.
the vaults up for people to come and go is the ideal solution. The gene pool here is not going to last a couple more generations at this rate.
I certainly hope so. We can't keep going on like this. You will? Thank goodness for that. No matter what I say, he just doesn't listen. He just spends all day up in his office. But you've actually been outside, so you can tell him what it's like with first-hand experience. Just, please don't do anything rash or hurt him, alright?
Don't hurt him. Are you crazy? He tried to kill you.
Well, yes, but he may have done some terrible things, but he's still my father, you know? Please, for my sake, don't hurt him.
Hey, good to see you again.
I can at least promise that we won't be the aggressors, Amada. That
I
is
tell you,
about all
those
I can
guards are
offer.
getting nastier every day. One of these days is going to turn real ugly, but I'll be ready for it. Paul got bit real bad by some of those rad roaches, but he thought he could tough it out. If we'd had a doctor to treat him, he might still be here. The Overseer thinks he's in charge of us just because it's his job? Well, nuts to that. We do what we want, and we want to open the vault.
Hello.
Evening.
How may I serve you, Master?
Beatrice, no!
Ah, another patient. What's it to be, eh? Appendectomy?
So
Tonsillectomy?
here we see the consequences of killing Jonas in a blind rage.
Andy, what happened? All this blood.
Ah, yes, a rather unfortunate incident. In all the commotion, Miss Beatrice suffered a rather bad sprain in her left toe. The big one. Obviously, I had no choice but to amputate the leg. Yeah, I'm sorry to say the operation was not a success.
Wait, they made you the doctor?
But of course, with your father's departure from the vault and Jonas's untimely demise, the Overseer had to take swift action. And so he named me the new Vault Medical Practitioner. A marvelous decision, if I do say so myself. I am fully equipped, after all.
I'm gonna go.
Of course.
Now we can finally see what's in here. $300 bottle caps, home sweet home, and a rocket launcher schematic.
Well, here we are. Nestled, all safe and snug.
I'm queuing up Home Sweet Home now.
It's so cold down here. Colder still with Catherine gone. Oh, Catherine. I so wish you were
It's
here
good to
with
see
me.
you again.
How the hell am I supposed to do this by myself? Live down in this hole. Take care of our child. But this is our life now. So I guess I'd better get used to it. The Overseer who runs the place is an overbearing bully, but I've dealt with worse.
You've got to change the Overseer's mind.
I'll do what I can, Butch.
You alright there? Your eyes are leaking.
Who, me? Yeah.
It's just a little thing I think of in character.
Yeah, no.
After hearing his, like, to speak a little out of character. That was just kind of a thing my brain conjured after hearing his father's voice. The little water just kind of can't help it. The tears start falling.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. It's just, it's weird to hear his voice again so soon, you know?
I understand.
You don't belong here. Can't you just leave us alone? The bugs were horrible.
I may not be able to leave
but
the
my
pit
family
boy,
was
but
pretty lucky.
I'm always here for you.
But then my Freddy went and got caught up with those idiot rebels. Those kids are risking our entire vault just because they're bored. It's horrible.
You don't belong here. Oh boy, are you in trouble? You should have seen my pop. He personally saved old Stanley. But guess you wouldn't know what it's like to have a hero for a dad, would you?
Wally, say one more word and I will splatter your brains all across this floor.
What do you expect from idiots
One more
like them?
syllable.
I'm just glad I
And
was
I will
done with
take that
Butch's
bat
stupid
off your
gang before
back
they got
and
involved in all
crush
this.
your head with it.
Yeah.
You don't. What do you need?
And again, considering what Officer Mac was
Well,
like,
Okay.
can we really be surprised that the entire family is fucked up like this?
Well, Wally was always a little different. And by that, I mean a little more violent than the rest of them.
A smidge unhinged.
That's a better way of putting it. Oh.
Like I said, I think it's just something in their blood.
Didn't
200 years of inbreeding can really do that to a vault.
Didn't think I'd ever come back here.
Wait, didn't we already take these jumpsuits? Why are there more in here?
Probably put more in over time.
Why won't you just leave us alone? You've done enough damage.
I see they cleaned up your corner of the place.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Get the fuck out of my house. I don't care if me and my dad don't live here anymore. You don't belong here.
Why won't you just leave us alone? You've done enough damage.
I wish you could pick up and drag people like that.
Fortunately, you can only do it to their corpses.
And I'd rather we not kill anyone unnecessarily here, no matter how dickish they were to us. You. Well, here's hope old dad-in-law over there can any reason.
Dad-in-law?
Let's face it, if things had got differently and your dad had never left the vault, you and Amada would have definitely wound up together.
I mean, we're close, sure, but...
Well, I see you've returned. Done with the dust and ruins of the wasteland, are you? Given up looking for Daddy? Thought you could just slink back in like a teen missing curfew? Well, that's too bad. You have no future in this vault. You're tainted.
Lay off the evil banner. I'm just curious about your side of all this.
Really? And here I had expected you to be full of bullets and bravado, but short on brains. Perhaps you've grown up since you left our vault. I regret the unfortunate events of that night, but I'm afraid that once your father left us, they were unavoidable.
Well, at least one of us has.
The sad truth is that his actions presented a real and direct threat to the future success of our vault. And so, regrettably, they had to be opposed.
I'm getting for potential points to bring up. If I find any speech check opportunities, I'll put them on your HUD.
Got it.
I've spent many nights asking myself exactly that. He certainly didn't tell me before he left. I blame myself, really. I should have known better than to let him enter our home in the first place. He certainly showed his true colors in the end. Were he raised in the cleanliness of our vault, perhaps your father would have shown more dedication to the important things in life. Just as well that he left. We mustn't let humanity's last pure specimens be sullied with his type.
Steady there.
At least my father didn't hide from the outside his whole life.
No, but he didn't risk bringing you out into it either. You have to wonder, is that why he left you behind? He wanted to know you were someplace safe? And then, like a fool, you squandered the greatest gift he ever left you.
Only because you tried to kill me. The rebels are upset because you lied to them about the outside.
They have to understand that we did that to keep them from going outside and getting
I
killed.
would advise the
to
middle
keep them
option
from making the same
and
mistake our generation did when we were their age. Some of us already lost loved ones out there long ago. We won't lose any more today.
I believe I have the solution to the vault's problems.
To fix what you started? Go ahead and humor me.
You'll have to convince him to open the doors. Not to have everybody leave permanently, but we're gonna need to tell him the consequences of keeping it shut.
Yeah. The rebels are right. You need to open the vault.
Oh, do you? What makes you think you know how better to protect this vault?
You simply don't have enough people to stay isolated down here forever.
I admit, in the 200 years since the war, our numbers have dwindled a little, but we have enough genetic diversity for a few more generations. My God, you're right. We won't last another 100 years.
You don't
whether
have
or not
a
we
few
get
more
supplies from the
generations,
outside.
crazy old man.
We're the last bastion of pure humanity, and we're doomed.
Humanity isn't about pure genetics. It's about never giving us up hope. Even now.
I wish I could share your optimism, but I suppose you have a point in your blathering way. My way won't save our vault's mission, but if I let them contact the outside world, I might be able to save its inhabitants. But I'm not the one to lead
A
them.
backhanded compliment is
I'm
still a
stepping down
compliment.
as overseer.
Yeah.
I'll tell Amata that I can
The
think
fact
of no
that he
more
admits he's
appropriate leader
wrong
than she.
is more than victory enough. At least for me. He's going to talk to Amata, so whatever you're gonna do up here, take care of it.
Holy shit!
It's been a while, kid. I guess the goat couldn't have predicted how you'd turn out, could it? Remind me to add a question about rescuing your teacher from the vault jail. If the vault ever goes back to normal, that is. By the way, while I was in there, I heard some worrying things from the guards.
What'd you hear from the guards?
I heard one of the guards talking about some sort of plan to raid Amada and the rest of us. I didn't hear anything else, but I think he read it on the security terminal. So maybe you can find more there. I'm sure it's bad news for us all. It was pretty rough, I'll tell you.
Now,
I know a lot of folks
I
blame
could
their dad.
definitely see an alternate timeline where we got to
cause
him
all that.
first instead of talking to
Blame
the
him or
overseer,
yourself.
and we'd have to bring this little nugget of information up in conversation.
We may still have to, depending on if they've mobilized or not.
I have a good feeling about this. I think we've already done what we needed to do.
Either way, I got the raid plans just in case. Oh, that would have come in handy.
It's good to see you again.
So, while we've been wandering around here, I've been using a little bit of the wireless function, limited as it is, in your Pip-Boy to poke around the vault's mainframe, and you'll never guess what I saw outside from the external cameras.
What?
An Enclave vertibird.
Are they still around, or have they left?
They're a ways from the vault, kind of camped out. From what I've been reading into, they've been trying to convince the Overseer to let them in, and having no success.
Well, at least he's doing something right.
Flawed as his logic was, he genuinely cares about the people in his vault. Heck, I think we're about to see something very much on that level.
Just leave us alone. What do you want? Yes.
It's good to see you again.
I just heard. My father says he's stepping
How
down
is there
as
dust in a
overseer.
computer
He
mainframe,
won't
I
tell me why,
swear?
but I have to assume it's something you said to him.
Just had a little talk with him and explained a few things. All quite civil.
You and him? Civil? I expected you to change out in the wasteland, but not that much. But I guess we'll all be learning a bit about the outside now, won't we? As the new overseer, I'm planning on opening the vault. This time, for good. It's a bright new day for the vault, but I'm afraid there's one thing that has to change.
Whatever it is, I'm glad to help.
I know you are. And on behalf of the vault, I thank you for all you've done. But there are still many who blame you for everything that happened.
But
So I have to ask you to leave. I'm sorry, but the situation is just too delicate for you to stay.
What?
Please, if you really want to help the vault, you have to go.
Amada, I saved the vault and now you're kicking me out?
No, it's not like that. But if you stay, it'll just keep causing more problems. The vault can't take any more infighting. It's just what has to be. It'll be a while before we're ready to really go outside. But once the vault is stable again, maybe we'll see you out there. So, I guess this is goodbye for now. It's not much, but take this with you.
I don't
to
think this
remember
is gonna
us.
be a forever measure.
We'll meet again.
It's at least gonna be until the vault comes down.
I need some air. Hell. Damn vault.
Go on, get out.
Shut the fuck up.
What's the big idea?
I'm proud of you, dude. And your dad would be too.
Damn it. I should have expected this.
Knowing Amada, this isn't goodbye forever. Just so long for now. I mean, you saw the state of things in there. They probably just need a few hours, days, weeks to calm down.
I know. But when your best friend tells you to leave for the good of the vault. That
I understand.
hurts. First Dad, now Mata, Sharon.
I'm still here.
I know you are. I can't stay here.
You know, when we first left the vault, I intercepted some transmissions. There was something about a ferry to a place called Point Lookout.
Yeah, I think, I think that's a good idea. Citadel's the closest place to it right now.
Who knows? Maybe a change of pace is exactly what you need. A nice little change of scenery.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Is that... It's gunfire? Laser fire?
I heard some radio broadcasts about Talon Company being in the area, but I don't think they'd be this close.
Looks like a super mutant. And an overlord at that.
It's not our problem.
Yeah, Citadel defenses can handle that. Or not.
Okay, now what's our problem? Remind me to look for some ways to upgrade your VATS targeting.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Check the level up perk chart. There should be something in here.
Oh shit. Fuck.
Return to the past now! close. I almost lost you for a second.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Probably not the smartest of ideas to suggest, but maybe just moving along the coast? Swim when I have to?
Oh, it's better than nothing.
If nothing else, you've got significant rad resistance with the power armor. The most you gotta worry about is rust.
True.
Now, back to my little project. Finesse. Improved accuracy with small guns. Stuff like what you're using, or the occasional assault rifle. That might actually benefit you. Depending on if you decide to keep using traditional rounds or energy rounds.
I'll have to give it a look next time I get the chance.
In the meantime, I'll keep looking for alternative options in case you decide to switch up your strategy.
Bunch of dead Mirelurks. And a boat.
You! Are you going to Point Lookout? I need your help.
You're lucky that meat was
My
still
daughter
fresh.
stowed away on the Duchess Gambit a few weeks ago, and I've been worried sick ever since. I haven't heard anything from her, but if you're going there, could you look for her? Please, I'll do anything to help.
I can't promise anything, but I'll look for her.
Oh, bless you. Her name is Nadine, and she left a couple of weeks ago. Said she wanted to see the world. Silly little thing that she is. That Tobar said he dropped her off at Point Lookout, but who knows what's happened to her since then. I don't know if you can convince my little Nadine to come back, but just give her this note from me, would you? Please.
So, it's a good thing you're carrying around that big old bag of caps, because
welcome, my friend.
From the research
I am
I'm
Tobar
doing,
the ferryman, and this fine
you're
vessel
gonna
is the
need to
Duchess
purchase the
Gambit.
ticket at
We're just back from Point Lookout, but it won't
fairly
be long before we set
unfriendly
off
prices.
again. Interested?
Might be. What's so special about Point
You
Lookout?
look like a man who's been around the waste, so I'll cut right to it. In Point Lookout, you'll find fresh-grown food, mysterious locales, and treasures as of yet unlooted. But keep your wits about you, because you'll find more than a few exotic critters and inhospitable locals. So stay here if you're not man enough.
A girl named Nadine caught a ride on your ship. Any idea where she is?
Ah, Nadine. Sprightly little tomboy with more curiosity than common sense, that one. Caused so much trouble on the trip that I probably would have thrown her overboard if she hadn't reminded me of myself at her age. Haven't seen her since we hit land at Point Lookout. But knowing her, I'll bet she's gotten herself in plenty of trouble.
Nice boat. You must have seen a lot of places with it.
You should have seen her back in her heyday. Why, we traveled up and down the coast from the Commonwealth to the Broken Banks. Good times, but these days she's not fit to take out to the coast. Too many spouts ready to drown her and too many critters looking for lunch. But the Point Lookout run is good enough for now. We've got a sweet deal ferrying cargo and the occasional traveler.
I like to buy a ticket.
Looking for fame and fortune? Hoping to cultivate the delicious punga fruit? Or just looking to run away from your life on these dreary shores?
That much for a single ticket? Holy shit.
I did say unfriendly.
Do I need anything else?
Once you've got a ticket, Just head into the cabin and settle in on the
Just
couch.
a ticket. There should
Whenever
be
you're
bed
ready,
you
just
can
take a
take
rest
a
on the
moment to
cot.
rest in while we spend the next few days traveling. Evidently, we're headed off to Maryland.
Huh. Wow, Maryland is, wow. Yikes.
I'd say it took us a few days to get here. The water's no less radioactive here, but hey. At least the air is, like, kind of clean.
Welcome to Point Lookout, my friend. The trip was fine.
And
The
that's
weather's
a
nice
peculiar
and
smell.
damp, and everything out there looks pleasant as ever. Looks like nothing's changed since my last visit, except all that smoke I saw on the way in.
Should I be worried? What's over there?
Oh, nothing much. Just old Calvert Mansion. Just a huge abandoned estate teeming with who knows what opportunities for profitable scavenging. You know, nothing much. I know I said Point Lookout was perfect for treasure hunters, but it's a rare day when you get a
Calvert
beacon
Mansion.
like that.
Searching. Error. No
Depends
data.
what you're looking for.
That's
If you
not
need
good.
supplies, head to the shop over at the end of these docks. Convenient?
Downfalls
I'll
of
get
of
cabs
only
for
having
a
so much
refill.
information from the
If you need a
mainframes
place
we've
to stay, there's an old
come in
motel
contact
further into
with.
town. The beds there are still pretty soft, even if it's because they're full of lice. And if you're looking for some hunting, there's a fella named Plick who runs a club out in the Northeast. Strictly for high rollers, though.
We can find a computer to patch me into here. I can probably find more.
If there even is a computer out here. This place looks like it's seen better days.
More intact than DC is, though. I'll give it that.
I suppose. I thought he said there was a shop over here.
You're going the wrong way.
Of course I am.
So when you get back to this little intersection here, hang a right. Or keep going because of that stupid visual delay. You really need to upgrade this Pip-Boy.
I would, but the only person I would trust to do that currently doesn't like me. Oh, here we go.
Going straight.
The fates have told me that I
And
have
then hang a right.
something you need. Well, hello there, young traveler. The fates had told me that I would receive a visitor today. But I'm being rude. I am Madame
Here's your shop.
Panada, and this is Madame Panada's House of Wares. For all things a traveler needs, I am here to provide. Bullets, stim packs, armor, weapons, junk. If you need it, Madame Panada has already anticipated your need and procured it months ago.
Show me what you have for sale.
And what is it you would like to purchase?
I'm detecting weapons and ammunition we haven't come across yet.
Double barrel shotgun? action rifle.
Of course, I learned many tricks
I'm making a
from
note
my
of that
father.
fission battery. You might need to come back for one, depending on
Oh,
who we
it is
talk to.
good to see.
Alright.
I knew that's why you came to me.
I heard something about making moonshine out of these things, and this seems like the kind of place that would do it.
Out of fission batteries?
It's a process that I don't quite understand. Apparently, they use the acid inside the batteries alongside a look fruit and yeast. Bumper cars. Well, that would probably have been fun if, you know, there were still people to play and power to run it. And a polite society to not shoot you for winning.
You know, for a motel, this place doesn't seem
Most
all
of the
that
rooms
welcoming.
are blocked off. I detect at least 2 rooms not blocked off.
There's no one even in here.
That's odd. I think there's a terminal in one of those rooms. It is peculiar, though, how a place this intact has no residents. Like, so far, we've only met one person, a shopkeep in the middle of scenic nowhere.
Well, this is concerning.
Chinese pistol. Let's get a look at that. Let's get a look at that terminal. I might be able to find something.
Stealth boy? Welcome to the USA, Dr. Chan.
Scanning. Scanning. Oh. Oh no.
What do we got?
Well, not only do we have an actual spy on our hands here, presumably dead on the bed, there's also mentions in the mainframe about a camp.
Oh, that's just perfect.
Let me put it to you as gently as I can. It's World War II all over again.
Does every room in this motel have dead people in it?
Possibly. If for nothing else, the pre-war money is good for trading for bottle caps. Not like we need any extra right now. So what's more useful is kindling for fires.
There's gotta be at least one room that's not... doesn't have a bunch of dead people in it.
If it's any consolation, these people were dead for a long time.
Still weird, though. 1K. God damn it! I don't even know what I'm looking at!
This is more recent. Not much I can tell. This is Raider work.
What?
Or, worst case scenario, the site of some hideous ritual.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna go back to the spy's place and just rest there.
I'm gonna spare you the spiel about that pint-sized slasher mask, because I managed to dig up some info.
None of it good, I'm assuming. Oh, wrong one.
Pre-war serial killer.
Great.
Known for their small stature and... well... very, very brutal executions.
Come on, Doctor. I think I have to be moving a 200-year-old skeleton. Ugh.
If it's any consolation, the bed is remarkably clean for what it's been doing for the last couple of centuries. And hey, you have actual blankets now.
Yeah, but they got Tobar mentioned lice. I'm not gonna take any chances. Either way, I think we got our work cut out for us here.
Yeah. We wanted to change of pace, and here we are.
Yep. Well. End scene. Thank you all for watching.
This extended episode of Fallout Friday.
Which was not intended, but I mean, you know what? It's all good. I do not know if Silent Hill is happening tomorrow or not. I'll text Burb, let him and ask him, because I don't know if we're doing D&D tomorrow or not. Either way, we'll be back on Monday with more Resident Evil 2. So, until then, this has been Vegas Bear 92.
And Mekumon.
And thank you so much for watching. You can support us in any way you like, whether it be financially or by just being here. That helps. And spreading the word, that also helps. And, yeah, we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Stay safe, stay comfy, be good to